Hey friends, Alan Lee here with the Handyman Journey, and today we are on a mission to replace our trim around our door. Now, we saw quite a few people, they update their trim to this kind of new modern style, so we were wondering how to do that. We remodeled this trailer completely a few months ago, but we neglected to do the trim. So I'm going to show you guys today how to do this trim. We got another door over here we're going to get running on. But this is the end result, so let's get started on the tearing off the old trim. Okay friends, here we are on our other door. The main door was over there, so if you guys are in a trailer or used to a trailer, then this will look familiar. We obviously removed this top sconce. They look horrible. That was the first thing we removed, but we never have removed this old trim. So we're going to transform from this trim to that trim that you saw in there. We're going to take you guys step by step how to do it. Okay, so step one is to score all of our paint, because we obviously painted this whole trailer. If you hadn't painted the trailer yet, you wouldn't have to really score anything because it's all wallpaper anyways. But we just want to score stuff so we don't have paint peeling. So we're going to score all the way here, and then we're going to score all the way down this side with a razor blade on both sides, and then we're going to get those pieces removed. Once you get everything scored, you could go ahead and just get something back there. For this, I'm just using a small screwdriver. And then just pop that trim off. It might break into pieces, but we're replacing it anyways, so. But it's usually best if you could keep it all in one. It kind of comes off a little easier. Okay, I got that side off. Okay, so now we got all the trim removed, and there's a few brad nails. You can see these brad nails are sticking out. You're going to want to remove those with some pliers just to get those out of there. And then the next step is taking measurements for our new boards, and we'll walk you guys through that and show you how to do that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is figure out what size or how long for your upper board to be. And that's basically found by using the pine that you have on the side for the trim, which these are 1x3s if you're wondering. Just got these guys at Home Depot. So 1x3s, they measure 2.5 inches. So you're going to want to go from that edge to all the way to this edge, and we have 26 inches. And then we're going to obviously figure out how much overhang we have on this top board, because it's going to overhang. On this one here, since we have a corner, we're obviously not going to be able to overhang as much as we would like that we did on the front door. But we're just going to have to go with what we can go with. So this overhang is really cool because it's completely adjustable. You can make it however wide you want. So for this one, really all that we have is probably a 1/2 inch. So we're going to go a 1/2 inch overhang. On the front door we went 1.5 inch. That is more what I would like to do, but this we can only go about a 1/2 inch. So it'll be good. So we're going to measure this, which is 26 inches. 26 inches plus a 1/2 inch on either side gives us 27 inches. So we know to cut our top board at 27 inches tall. So this is going to be our top, or 27 inches long. So we're going to take this top board and cut it 27 inches so that we can fit it up there. And then we're going to figure out the correct height to cut these vertical boards, and then we'll go from there. All right, we're out here at the saw. So we want to go ahead and measure this guy 27 inches. When you're cutting your lumber, you want to make sure where your knots are and see if you could get the best looking knot in your cut. So this knot here actually looks like it's almost going through the whole piece of wood. So we're probably going to cut our 27 inches on this side of the board. So first step, we're going to go ahead and measure from the end. 27, and that puts us just shy of our knot there, which will be great. Going to go ahead and mark that off with a square. Now we got our line, we're going to go ahead and get that cut. Okay, now that we got this cut at 27, we're going to go ahead and figure out the lengths for our verticals, and we're going to cut those, and then we're going to assemble everything together. Okay, then now that we got our 27 incher cut here, we're going to go ahead and put that up, and we're going to hold our board right here. And so we're holding the 27 incher completely flush with the top of the door, and then we're going to put this vertical just leaning up against that wall, and right where it intersects that, we're going to go ahead and make a line, because that is how high this vertical needs to be. If you cut it a little bit short, that's not a problem, because you want to lift it off the ground just a little bit, so we're probably going to cut it just a little bit short. So we did it there. And then I usually like to mark these. So this is going to be the right side. Okay, and then once we got that side, we're going to take this side. We're going to put our vertical back up. We're going to slide it all the way to that side. And we're just going to hold it there. And then we're going to make a line on our vertical board, right, the height that we wanted. And then we're going to take everything off. And obviously I'm going to mark this one left. And then we have our 2 marks on either board. Our right is going to be this high, and our left is going to be this high. So let's go ahead, take those out, get them cut. We'll get them assembled. Okay, we got our 2 vertical pieces here. So we made a small line. I'm just going to continue that line with a speed square, just so I know exactly where I want to cut all the way through the board. Once you get those lined out, go ahead and set those up on your saw. And I'm going to cut them just a smidge short. Probably cut the line off with the saw just because I want them a little bit off the ground. Okay, there's our right side. Now we're going to go ahead and cut our left side. Okay, got them cut the side, cut the sides. Let's go inside and mock everything up, and then we'll get everything installed. Okay, so we got our horizontal board and our 2 verticals set up, so let's go ahead and mock everything up. And this is the time when you want to focus on the outside versus the inside of your board. So as you can see, the outside of this board has some knocks right here. So we're going to turn it over and just see what it looks like. Looks like there's a knot there. We can also run it this way. And I'm thinking after looking at both sides of the board, probably this is the best side to put out. So you want to make sure also up and down and out versus in, you want to get the best looking one out there, because there is another way that you can do this, which is basically staining these boards, which is actually a great way to do it. And that's actually what we're going to do on our next trailer. We are just getting this trailer ready for sale, so we are just going to be painting them white. But on our next trailer, we're going to go ahead and stain everything. I think that'll probably get a good superior look. So go ahead and get all these set up. And there is your mock-up. Right there's your mock-up. So that's looking pretty good. See, we're not going to have as much overhang here on the than we did on the outsides, but it'll be perfect. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and fill in these areas first. As you can see here, there's this black, basically black area around the doors that's going to be shown. I'm going to fill that with white caulking. Probably another thing that when we go and do stain this board, we're probably going to cut out a little sliver of a section to put in there, so it'll be full board. But for now, we're just going to caulk it with white caulking. That way everything will be white just like it is on the other room. So let's get that caulked, and then we're going to go ahead and get this installed. When we do install these boards, we're going to be using Loctite. This is basically just a form of liquid nails. Any kind of liquid nails really will work. This is just what I had on the truck. These are metal studs back here, so it's going to be very hard to get brad nails in there with a brad nail gun. You might be able to hammer some in, but this stuff works fabulous without brad nails or anything. Just put some globs of these on these boards and stick them up there, and then I go ahead and caulk the outside just so everything is safe and secure, and that will cure up nicely. So we're going to go ahead and get this caulked, and then we're going to go ahead and get these installed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill these with caulking. It might take quite a bit of caulking just because there is a big gap there, but try and focus on the top and then on the bottom, because we're not trying to fill the whole cavity necessarily. We're just trying to make it look filled, if that makes sense. And you might need to come back and do a second coat of caulking. Not a big deal. Okay, got that side in, just going to smooth that out. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit this side. Okay, at this point, kind of just globbing on that caulking will do. Anything to cover that up. Let me show you guys a close-up of that. Okay, we got the sides caulked there. Nothing fancy whatsoever. We're going to finish that up a little bit later. But let's go ahead and put everything together. Okay, these boards you get from Home Depot come with a little tag on the bottom. Remove that tag or you're going to be looking at it for the rest of your life. Because you're always going to see it there at the bottom of the board. And then we have these marks, so left goes on the left side, obviously, and right goes on the right. Okay. Gonna switch our caulking over to this new guy. And this stuff dries really, really, really hard. So if you used it recently, you're probably gonna have to cut off a piece. You might be able to reuse it, but we'll just see what happens here. So I'm gonna just use kind of a swirly, and then I'm gonna put dots every so often to put on. Another note about this stuff is you do not want to get it on your floor. If you have a new floor, if you have carpet, whatever you have, you don't want to get it on there because it will make a big mess. It doesn't come off very easily. It's not very forgiving. So and then I'm just going to put dots, you know, about 4 dots. And then when you set it down, you want to be careful because you don't want to set it on something that is going to get dirty. You don't want it to leak or anything. Okay, so we got our fancy pattern there. We're going to go ahead and shove it up there. And then this will help us get our height. Once we get that height, we're going to go ahead and push hard. Okay, we got that guy in there. So let's go ahead and do our other one. Okay, we got that guy put in place, so we're going to go ahead and push that liquid nails into place. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put this guy. Okay, and then when you got it up, you want to make sure, before everything dries, make sure that you got your angles right, your dimensions right, that you have enough overhang over here. And then a little bit of gap up here is going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to go around right now and caulk all of the seams just to make everything you know, hold and secure, but it is on there and ready to go. Okay, we got it up there. Now we're just going to go ahead and caulk all of the seams. And this caulking is going to help hold it on there as well once this caulking dries. Okay, we got everything with the first coat of caulking. So that is how it looks there. So we're going to go ahead and come back with a second coat of caulking, especially in here once it all dries. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and paint this once this caulking cures up and is ready to go. So that is our final product before paint. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry, and then we're going to put some paint on it, and then we'll be good to go on this door. Okay, we've let this guy sit for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw some paint on it. And this is the first coat, so we can get thicker than this if we want down the road, but okay, I'm gonna let that guy dry and then I'll put on another coat here. But this video has been how to update the trim around your door in your travel trailer. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel. We got a lot of awesome content just like this. We actually have a whole series about how, when we remodeled our whole trailer. So it looks completely different than when you just buy a travel trailer off Craigslist or whatnot. So I would love to have you guys subscribe to this channel and also check out the playlist To Be Debt Free to see our full playlist on remodeling this trailer, everything from floors to paint to furniture, everything. So I hope you like this video, and I look forward to seeing you as a subscriber on this channel. Have a fantastic day. We'll catch you on the next one.